Ula.
Member.
Awi.
Who's it?
Hi, Alexis. I'm curious to see how it would go, especially with the three of us. Spawn and Jay. Good things are kanjani. Speaking of the devil, yeah.
Hey, I think can you see camera?
How very got
Hey, whoa.
Hey, gaja.
Yo.
Oh, 100%.
Otherwise, a trend buffer.
No, Simnandi, how are you guys?
Oh, good.
Audio yami yavuma yini ishap. Chris.
Yeah, for me, Chris.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Birdman.
Okay, no. Nye check and phela ngibona there's a floating mic here with the arm, and then there's a fancy mic. I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but finally I'm even nandi.
I've done it before, yeah. Mongati, yeah. You know, have you seen a movie called Pitch Black? The day scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm blind.
You shine my blind. But the planet had two suns. Anyway, something that I was on this week. This week I was on that Reddit tip, but
I think Nale could be a nice tangent. Hollywood right now is on a different path. We're heading to Abo Masters of the Universe. Minecraft just announced with part 2 years. And then Angaz, Londa, what are you watching on your end, if any, Nakona, depending on your scheduling?
Yo, if any, I think the latest thing I watched was The Devil May Cry season 2. I tried to watch season 2. Let me just put it like that. I tried. It's definitely not for me. It's definitely not for me. But I'll continue enjoying the games is all I'll say. And then next, I think I'm planning to watch that Spider Noah on the Amazon. Have you guys checked it?
Devil May Cry. Like Devil May Cry, I still haven't seen it. Devil May Cry. Sometimes sometimes umjolo, you know.
All right.
Because like I see ibukela lento le. Awuyibukela iyi-1. Ufuna ukuthi ibukele sonke, so I was like, you know what? Okay. Don't mind waiting. Either way, I had somewhat feelings for season 1 already.
Yeah, we don't get into that as well.
Yeah. For season 1, The Devil May Cry, let me tell you, I looked at it and I was like, hey. I think, Londa, we spoke about it. I had feelings. And also, I think just because they take on it, they take on the story, it's still fresh because, like, we just come from Devil May Cry 5. And Devil May Cry 5, you know, it takes us back to the story in some interesting ways. I think in Devil May Cry, what I liked, they went back a bit, especially when you get to so you play 3 characters, Nero, Dante, and who's the other character? V, right? Yeah, Nero, Dante, and V, right? Where was that movie? So when you play as Dante, when the story eventually shifts to Dante, right? Like the first thing that you see on that, it's a cutscene of their home being attacked by demons and his mom kind of hiding Dante away, right? Like for me, I was like, yes, this is Devil May Cry, because like I know the story, I know. So not getting that from Netflix, dog, I was expecting a whole episode about Spada, my guy. Let me just tell you, I was expecting if they gave me one. Bro, like if they would give me a whole episode about Spada, who he was, how he rebelled against Mundus, how he survived the whole thing and got my guy, bro. Like the lore with Devil May Cry is amazing. But anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, so, I know.
Yeah. We can talk the whole day about it. Let's get to Spider Noir. Spider Noir, I still haven't watched it, but I am actually excited to go back and watch some Spider-Man. It's been a while. And also, I love the fact that you can either watch it in black and white or color. That's new.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, that's dope, man. Like, I love it when directors, you know, give you the option. I think Mad Max had the chroma edition as well, but that came out a bit later on. And then I think, of course, we got Justice is Grey as well. That also got released as well. So I love it when film have like, you know, a black and white variant. But I think for Spider Noir, it fit the whole thing, because even Nugu Spider-Verse, they played around the whole thing with the Rubik's Cube. He's black and white, you know, you can't see color. So I really love that. So I am excited, because I'm assuming that it is the same Spider-Man that we saw from Into the Spider-Verse. That's his story continuing, right? But on the other side, so it's now live action. So I love that they're continuing from that and then taking that whole theme towards something that's pretty cool. So yeah, I am down to seeing it whenever actually I get a chance to. I think that'll be something that I think maybe I might end up liking a bit more.
It's gotten to a point where, yes, some superhero movies, they feel a bit formulaic, you know. It's like sila, you know how it's gonna end, right? But then, like you said, there's always that like little pellet cleanser out of the blue. And I feel as if maybe I'm being too hopeful, but I feel like Spider Noir is that. I think it's the association within the Amazon rather than it being like a
Disney
a full-on Disney product. So now I think they get a little leeway of like creativity and what they want to do, and hence bringing in with, oh, you want to watch it in color, you can watch it in color. Only black and white, one be black and white.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of vibe.
That's something that Disney wouldn't do, right? Like that's something that I feel like Disney would be like, our property. Have you seen all of our movies? What are you doing? What are you talking about, black and white? You know what
it needs to match, basically.
It needs to be, yeah. And I think that brings me to a point, right? I have not seen the Mandalorian film, but from what I heard, or from what I'm seeing, let me just say, hey, man, you know, I don't know, man. Like, I think the moment Disney took Star Wars to streaming and then said, okay, Star Wars will be something that can have series that you can stream, and then also having the films also playing in cinemas, it kind of then made this whole thing that, like, even if maybe they would have wanted to make a movie, it still felt like it could be on Disney Plus Sasa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it almost feels like Disney really did hurt in their way their cinematic flair, if I might just say, right? Like from like, they just took the cinema out of Star Wars. Star Wars was something that was like, you want to experience it there. Like, it's an event, you know? Like, it doesn't happen every year. It doesn't happen, like, you know, when you get like a certain film once in a while, you kind of like, I think also maybe that's why I enjoy Superman Returns, but also enjoy Man of Steel, because those films are like their own little events. You know what I'm saying? Like, you watch something that happened at that time, and we were all excited. So I don't know, like it's just this whole thing of excess. You know, like, let's just put everything on this and everywhere. It's just
It's no longer about the cinema. It's about, we're making content now.
It's like, content. Yes, it's content. It's not about art. Yeah. Content.
But to be fair, when Mandalorian premiered back in 2019, it was fresh for what it was. Remember, it just came from episode 7 or 8. I got J.J. Abrams, the one for the first time in my life, ngalali cinema ngibukela Star Wars at the same aisle I was in. Then it was clear, good time, my guy. It's done. It's done. And then from that to Chigi, now we're getting John Favreau. It's him. And then with Dave Filoni, they're creating their own pocket universe. And then they also employ within the cinematics corner. They have an Unreal Engine. They're using virtual displays. For what it was in 2019, I was blown away. And then now the zeitgeist catches on with, okay, if now they can take the IP and do content, but the content sphere corner has so much tech, so much passion behind, obviously the audiences will rally. But again, you know, Babati, something it's that good. And the studio's like, can you do more? This is where we are right now.
That's where the problem always starts. Can we do more? like it's weird being a fan and also an artist, because I'm also on this weird fence where it's like sometimes you can tell a story self-contained, leave it alone, just a delay. We don't need a follow-up, we don't need a season 2, we don't need a sequel, we don't need any of that. And I'm fine with that. But then also with it being certain things being so good, you're like, yo, I still want more of that. So now it becomes this weird, tricky thing. It's like,
I think it's tricky, but I think kumele be careful. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be careful on how you roll out that stuff that's good, right? Like I'm seeing this in games too, right? Like if you look at like you know, we get a Call of Duty every year, we get a FIFA every year, right? That's a step. That's a staple. That's a staple. That's isinkwa semihla nemihla. For those who don't understand, it's our daily bread. You know what I'm saying? It's something that we know it's coming. It's something that, like, and not saying that like has Call of Duty has been good in some years. I mean, let me tell you, the Modern Warfare trilogy you know, there was that, no, bruh. The Modern Warfare trilogy, we come from it, bruh. That was some good stuff, right? Like the campaign itself. Like, I'm not even talking about multiplayer. The campaign itself was just something out of this world. And then, bruh, things just happen. Things just happen. Can we get more? Can we get more? Can we get more? The same thing with FIFA. Like people, I'm sure the people who play FIFA will be like, "Yo, FIFA 13, my guy. Let me tell you, Baba."
it's just updated squads.
Yeah, you know. So there's always that thing. Remember, because remember, FIFA and Pro Evolution Soccer used to compete.
Yeah.
Every year it was PES, there was FIFA. So FIFA knew that every year they had to, Baba. EA will come out new engine for FIFA.
New physics.
New physics, like every year. EA was like, I see corner, bro. PES can't beat us. Konami can't beat us in the soccer stuff, bro. And it was like this, neck on neck. You know what I'm saying?
But again, in defense of Konami, you know what they did, I guess. Sure. The studio itself, hey, Koni Pachinko ngapha, you can make quick cash. This thing of investing 400-500 million on a single title, we're pivoting. Hey, Mr. Kojima, asisakufuni with this IP, all the best to you. And then in turn, so in defense, PES for what it was, I feel under a different management or distributor, it could have been something great. But with Konami now deciding to pivot, Pachinko for quick cash, we here with our FC and also regurgitating the same strategy, go to new kids, the playthrough your corner and I'm update, they're gonna mess up one thing to implement another. So catch 22, my guys.
Like there was like a time where like EPS value was just, I think it was one which PES was it? I think it was 2011 or 2013. There was one that was like really, it changed how people played with football. And it was really competing with the FIFA to the point where it's like FIFA, it was like that's when FIFA, I think from like, I don't know all my FIFA laws, so now I'm being wrong, it's fine. But like from like FIFA 09 to FIFA 17, that's where FIFA was like the strongest. You can make an argument. The classics. You can make the argument for FIFA 06, but from 09 to 17, because it's 17, that's where like that was like the big game changer, and that's also where EPS was very active. So really, it felt like they needed to. I was
yeah. It's crazy because like, if you think about like EPS, right? Like there are some people, there are probably like a lot of gamers, manje, who are like just getting in. What are these guys talking about? EPS. For those who don't know,
that's always the case. From music to movies to
my guy has paid.
And to all the kids, PES is Pro Evolution Soccer. It used to be developed by I think Konami Studios. So it was a competitor to FIFA. So FIFA is where it is right now because PES was competing with it all the time. Actually,
and they didn't even have the licenses for the team.
And also to add up on what you had said, if FIFA license, just to correct both of you guys, I think you're playing in 2022 or 23. due to some arguments in terms of the licensing costs, and then EA pivoted with, okay, we own the engine in Frostbite, so you can tell us on what we can or cannot do. Keep the licenses. We're now registering under a new domain, hence the EAFC. So, hey, I'm at top is FIFA, so go FC 26. So, yeah, rushing on to that.
We're old, bro. Like, that's where the mind still is.
FIFA. So say FIFA. Yeah.
If you've played FIFA that has Ronaldinho in the cover, you old?
No,
you're old. It's over. It's over for you.
It's try. That's why you can make the argument for FIFA 06, FIFA 07. And he was wearing the Barca kit. I just know you're old now.
Are you old? That's what shows saying. Like, oh my God, bro. Like, I mean, there are people who've been playing games for longer than us, which I think maybe it will be good pivot. I think, Smilo, we've talked about this a little bit, but I think it will be nice to also get a perspective, Londa, when it comes to like video games. It's all about accessibility, right? Like being able to access video games, and we cannot, of course, like ignore the history of the country and all of that stuff and where it is right now. I feel like, of course, if everything was good, most black children would have pretty much be able to play video games from, Sisebangan. But because of how country politics and all that stuff, geopolitics of the country, we were only able to start getting access to things post 1994, right? Which is not that long ago, right? So that means a lot of people, even to get into video games, it started off as a taboo kind of a thing. You're kind of the weird person. Game. Yeah, with that machine. So, like, opening to like first valid experiences, I would say most of it was just valid arcade machines. But that was like the first, and then home consoles. You're like, oh, there's home consoles, and then we're in this car till we got where we are. But I think it's just something that just made me think about like the accessibility, like playing video games is also about the accessibility as well, and how we're laughing with us for money. But anyway, I'm sure we could have been talking about, like we were playing those old games, Pong, whatever it is that was like that was out back in the early 90s and all that, right? Like, so it's interesting, especially when I hear people talk about Final Fantasy, right? Like the first ones, I like the way they talk about them, the way they talk about Zelda, the way they talk about, Mario 64 and all those things, right? Like you wish like, if only, but geopolitically, I had to get I think it's a very interesting thing, whenever you hear people talk about it, talk about retro video games. When they talk about that stuff, you're like, it's awesome, but hey, accessibility in it just couldn't.
It becomes a thing for us, given that yes, arcades now go in as much as over there, but also the accessibility and availability of my game. But if it's not Metal Slug, if it's not Taken Tag, those fighters, marquee title which province to province, arcade corner, either it's one of these games. If you're not told up by some divine luck, something like Devil May Cry and arcade, that arcade owner song about the time and missed it. Let Romy told up, go about. In which for us, if it's not that, Umuntu on a PS1, and with that PS1, it's those specific titles. But as we alluded earlier, accessibility. And also two, inflation. Remember, EPS around the 90s or 2000, PS1. It was like what, 2-3 grand, give or take. PS2 now says one again, and the PS2 at that time, it was when DVD was in its early proliferation. Can you imagine the cost of
I think it started from 1.5, I think, around about 1.5 in a way.
But even for those times, like that price was crazy.
It was crazy, especially if you adjusted to inflation, right? But like it's still, but also I think think about it, right? Like I think personally, like culturally, we could have gotten there, but also culturally, we were not set up for it, because I know niggas in my hood who were shoes that cost like a PlayStation. I'm like, oh my god, bro, if I had that money, I would have just gotten myself. But I gotta get that Cavella. You're like, man, like come on, bro, like get get that regular shoe and just get yourself a PlayStation.
Good.
Like,
you get that one thing
culturally,
sorted. You can't get both unless you come from privilege.
You know what I'm saying?
You
I'm like,
can't,
dog,
yeah, Londa, you
like,
can't. You can't have any PS.
Yeah, I would get that one. I guess it was Cavella or
bruh.
PS. If it's not the Cavella, then it's Lacoste. But
I
like,
used to look at my friends. I'm like, dog, upaika vela, my guy, dog. I got like,
yeah.
I was like, where are your priorities, my brother? But that's fine. Like, I think it's just we were geeks, right? Like, we were geeks, and this is the stuff that fascinated us. But that's what I'm trying to say is like, culturally, it wasn't a thing. Like, I feel like if video games are the way they are right now, if I went to in a neighborhood where like, oh, umntwana lapha got a PlayStation, and then you know how some of the parents back then like, and then it becomes a thing where gaming is normalized. Young Zusisa, like we get access to games. Game stores are now setting up stores emakasi as well, where you can buy games, right? Like it could have been something of which I feel like gaming, especially, like Tina, we love this stuff, and it's good to see it now growing fairly, like Ilokshin. But I think it would have definitely become a thing that becomes a bit more normalized. And of course, as time goes by, people get into PC gaming. People are like, oh, consoles are weak. Okay. People get into PC gaming, and then it could have been like a crazy thing, if accessibility was a thing. And also culturally we were ready for this. But I mean, good we are here. That thing has just always been there. It's just always been there. Just accessibility was just an issue, and culture around it.
And the timing also of the culture itself, it just wasn't ready at that time.
Yeah.
You can't have quiet hip hop and then there's a bunch of nerds revolutionizing.
But now, but machine.
TV TV.
Yeah, also.
But that's the thing, like culturally, like that thing was not. It was a myth. I can tell you, TV, it's a myth. It started from a parent who was like, "Bruh, I can't even watch soapies because you are out here playing your video games." Let me tell you something. I heard from somebody that then now it's every house. Now it's every household. You're like, man. And then you know what happened though? You know what happened? Your grandma gave her old black and white TV. She's like,
Panasonic 74-inch.
Oh my God.
And that's when you were like, good. TV boy, black and white is on
So I might have a different take, or maybe I took away a different understanding, because the way I see video games is I don't think they've ever really been accessible. And this is not like a third world country thing as well. I feel as if it's always a case of it's a rich man's hobby, but now it's even more apparent it's a rich man's hobby because, you just need to have money to experience video games. And then the second point would be now, Naskulumang accessibility. What do we mean? Are we giving accessibility to what type of games? Because it feels like at the end of the day, gaming is gaming, right? So there are certain games that I feel are accessible. Like, Tina, we had the privilege, or can look at it as a privilege, machine. So you could just go there. Yeah. And now, if we compare that to kids today, it's like Abafunama PlayStation, but then you still have like these game consoles, Lama 101, you still get them, right? Nale, I think they even sell some of the consoles at Checkers for 150 now, right?
Yes.
Xbox body.
Yeah,
all in one.
PlayStation controller.
All in one. So like again,
and a gun on the side.
Even that type of affordability is also very relative speaking. But I think that's also another gateway to experiencing video games. Ngoba it doesn't have to be this big AAA action game that says, hey, ngenema gaming sona, because it's 1.5, bro. Like it's a similar. So
shout outs to Brick Game.
That's what. Now we also get into like mobile gaming. That's also an argument to it. It makes video games a bit accessible, especially with a lot of free to plays, and that is also a gaming experience. So I think there's like levels to accessibility and levels to gaming experiences. So I can't necessarily say Uguti video games are inaccessible, but also I'd be a fool to say Uguti they are, because again, it feels like a rich man's hobby. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's where I am with the accessibility, because I don't think you need to play a specific game to say I'm a gamer, or you need to play on a specific console to say I'm a gamer, or you just, whatever you pick up, you play and you enjoy. I think that in itself, that's accessible to you. That in itself is an experience of gaming, and you don't even know where that takes you, right? And then I want to say, on like the social economic side, we need to like shine light on, like, I don't know if you guys know, in No Focus Gaming.
Fellow homies of mine.
Yeah. So like, now that's also another example of like, people making gaming accessible, because we're no longer in the era of just like my PlayStation,
those arcade machines, bro. They made us who we are, bro. Like, yo, shout out to those. Our grades suffered, but you know what? Like, we were highly entertained as children, as people growing up. So shout out to arcade machines.
There's like initiatives like that, and we need to highlight them, because I think what he's doing is amazing. Okay, you have the resources and the privilege to like give these experiences to anyone who wants to come and play, right? On that particular front, Uguti, like, I'm acknowledging Uguti, it is very inaccessible. There's also efforts to make it accessible.
Yeah,
but also it sounds like I'm contradicting myself.
It's also, like you're going in a circle.
Yeah, I'm going in a circle. It feels like I'm contradicting myself, because the inequality also, for you to have a gaming experience, right? You don't necessarily need this expensive machine. Like, whatever you can get your hands on and whatever you play and you enjoy, that is also a gaming experience. Yeah.
But again, here's what I can sort of like leave out on the table. Okay. The young lads don't know Guti. Sometimes, in as much as yes, we wish to have a console, even though, God forbid, it didn't happen for our parents to afford them. On a PC, Guti lo PC yako isinkwa. It has Windows 95 or 98 at that time. My guy, MAME. What happened to MAME? Why isn't there a culture of retro? Dog, song is MAME, believe it or not. Way before my PlayStation, way before my Nintendo and my GameCube. MAME, dude, had all the ROMs. All you just needed to do in Shoguti Lewi Tola has all the custom ROMs, Chinchama keystrokes on the keyboard, you on. But again, Java Ashilo Obongsuti, it comes back to the culture. Guti, we tend to reflect what we associate at that time, which name I'm in the PlayStation, therefore you're not the cool kid to join us at PlayStation. Yeah. Then it causes this rift. Okay, there's a clear Namakai on my PlayStation, there's Abo Bongs, Bagumakaitis, Minangsele Gumem, and I don't have a community. And then over time it dies down.
Like literally Gune, and I think maybe then the bigger argument becomes less about in accessibility in gaming, and like we're saying, Wuti, maybe it is the culture, or it is the excess of the information that exposes you to such things. Wuti, you know what? Maybe I didn't even know there was MAME. Maybe I should go look up MAME. How do I install this? Like like the like browser games on our download. I think this is Super Dragon Ball Z. I think it's a browser game now. Like that type of access to information and understanding. Yeah. Then I would understand accessibility from a point of, I think people don't have access to things that could open up these worlds.
Information wasn't
information, yes,
available as widespread as it is right now.
I think also it correlates with internet, right? How internet accessibility accelerated gaming, accelerated gaming, in the townships, because kwamanje, like your accessibility to gaming news for me. Before even getting the internet, it was through magazines. This is around about 2013, 14, we are pants, you know what I'm saying? The only way I didn't, because you can't get YouTube. You got that NAG magazine that had all the trailers, right?
Thank you. Nama demo even.
So demos now and again, yeah. So that was your way of which you can access information when it comes to news, what's to play. Like there's some games that I hear people talk about, like it is zeitgeist, like, oh my gosh, like when Elder Scroll came out. That game, I only knew about it because I read about it Kunek magazine, right? Like there was no other way to get the information out there about, so I guess in a way, because of that, because now we've got internet, now, people are on TikTok, man. And the TikTok is changing the culture in a very big way. TikTok is changing the culture. Like I would send you like TikToks or something, right? Like you'd have Manando playing a horror game and having a blast, having a good time, right? And then now, like everybody's asking, "Oh, what game is that? What game is that?" Like what's that? And then now it's like that. So like that exploration, like so. Meme could have also had a subculture in the internet. True. You know what I'm saying? You could have had like people make YouTube videos about like
my God,
how to play meme. Like how many games can you get there? This is the hot game that I'm playing. This is the one that's giving us stress. Oh, you can't access this game. Do this. So cheat codes, whatever it is that like it's culture around meme. Then there could have been a whole subculture around it, and maybe people who were playing on there would have not felt like they are missing out anything, right? Like they would have had subreddit. It would have been like a whole cultural thing. You would have gone to a Rage or you would have gone to Comic-Con and there would be a whole booth, meme, with meme people.
Talking about in the corner with a dedicated community, 30, 40 meeting up.
Yeah, and they're there. That's just the culture around it. So I think like, with the internet and the whole thing, I'm thinking maybe like like we will eventually define our own path through this whole gaming lens as well. Anyway, I think I'm seeing it going that way. As long as the country has access to internet, I think Sizoba sharp. Like I think information is getting out because gaming locally, has grown.
Internet is getting cheaper as well. So making things easier. Yeah.
That part it's sorting itself out, but on another a gap of likes of talent such as yourselves. I'm a developer, the creatives who aren't known as much in the space. Obviously, given those games, like say you are contracted under a company. Also, given the fact with me creating this platform, man, gaming on its own, no focus, as Londa just alluded earlier. He's there, he's doing the most. But there isn't sort of like his zeitgeist of now catching people who are developing in gaming and the people who look like us.
Yeah.
It's what now me pushing to have these type of conversations. But believe it or not, Londa, I've been in the space since 2011, going from kasi to kasi in gaming, way before it was popular. On Facebook, it's a case with, okay, I'm single Londa. He seems like a geek, but given that if Facebook at that time had limited in terms of the about section, so I'll check Amafotwak, and then if there's an Xbox or PC or EPS, I'll DM you, guy, do you have these specific games? Are you online? Let's have a LAN.
Yeah.
And from that sparking through now to you telling your fellow homies and me telling my homies, Senzilen. From that lane, if Nakona, those carousels is a trend, other people do also be like, yo, I haven't tried that before. How do you start? So I've been doing this thing from 2011 up until 2017. That's when now formalized it, Gucci. In as much as your Korea have at that time it was Dota, StarCraft. We don't see people like ourselves. China are so good in FIFA,
talking and fighting games, Baba.
Oh my God.
Black people in fighting games.
My guy.
Bro, let me tell you, bro. It's like we're forged. in this
in the
this
flames.
genre.
What limited
in the flames
info?
of the fighting.
Akuna internet part to the talent with through emakasi. We'd have abantu who might compete. Yes, the experience might be to their detriment, but the talent and the hunger is there. But still, German Sheila, the culture, it just wasn't ready.
No.
Yeah, I think really it now that you're putting it out, like, yes, I agree. The culture is part of it, ne? And there's some part of us where the culture is still inside because ngoba ngathi like we're too afraid to put ourselves out there because it also feels like because we're not putting ourselves out there, we're also depriving of teaching people or showing people, guys, we exist. Something can happen here.
Yeah.
But because of that culture, and that's the weird thing with you might not care what people think, but they're like little things in your subconscious that tell you, I manage, or later on, no, what am I gonna talk about? So listen to us, but yeah.
Yeah, and I think maybe like something like this for me feels like at least it helps, you know what I mean? Like because we it's not even just a thing of like we're preparing a lot, right? Like it's just coming in and just be like, hey, when's the land this week, and here's my experiences on so and so. It's almost like like a very like a chill thing, but also like exposing like something that people don't really like know about. Like gaming kunama developer, but also there's like gamers, but also those developers are also gamers as well. We can relate. This is something that I can do as well, because like lento le menye kovele, like let's be honest, like remember when we used to go to a rage, and I don't want to sound I don't want to sound otherwise, but it was that thing.
Yeah, no, yeah,
thing, you know what I'm saying?
Even in 2014, the first one I attended was just wow. Yeah,
it was and to be honest, they were happy, bruh. Sometimes you'll see a cosplay, you're like, hey, but they were so proud, Joe. Like they didn't care because like it's what they loved, They didn't feel like they were cringe. And like I think 90, like we must have that thing. In fact, I feel like because I know that Soweto has something like that, right?
It does with the Afrogeek.
I didn't even know that.
Way Londa Hlatshwayo.
No, like, I'm being honest. It's like
bruh. Soweto has
it feels like everything is scattered. The information is scattered, and all the key figures are not playing together.
No, look, the algorithm, we're being fed whatever we like at that time. And then the minute such things like Abo No Focus or Abo Afrogeek pop up, but your algorithm knows that now you tend to lean towards the Western. As a suppressor, it doesn't appeal to you. Up until now, these platforms is like how being us.
Yeah, bon. No, bro, Afrogeek, I need to go to Ilonto. I need to go to actually one of those like of course if Mingse was like, of course I would have literally just gone in, have a good time, meet abanyabatu or geeks there. And I think it should be something of which we normalize. And I think also as well as something like for anime as well. Like anime emakasi should also be, because I know it's funny about to, because anime is accessible. Let's be honest, guys. Like Dragon Ball Z was the first anime of which opening. So for those who don't even realize it, Dragon Ball Z is categorized as anime. I don't care. It was categorized just because we only had access to English dub and it was supposed to play TV. We got the English dub, but just because lawyer he watches cartoons that speak in Japanese, like that one is anime because it has
Dragon
Ball Z was also an anime as well. So this whole thing just grew from Naruto. Like, so I see these people go Comic-Con. I see our people at Comic-Con, right? Like they dressed up these characters now, which is dope, right? Like it really makes me happy with, there's that thing that we embrace. But I'm like, but we must have AA to like, I love this, but finally, like I want to see, like everybody coming in as well, dressed up as their favorite characters.
I think with timing, with support, with likes of yourselves partaking over, in as much as it's easy to complain with us mali, yes, sila out of our passion leading up to imali. So sometimes we tend to take, you know, the steps of wanting to attain these into as the biggest problem than having to start. And then eventually along the way, find the right people.
You'll figure it
But
out.
the mindset there, top of like, having to start an event, I need this, I need that. Later. So it's a timing thing, but again, being open-minded enough to start. Yes,
that is true.
The economy right now isn't easy for anyone, but either we complain as things are, or we do something. That's the mandate, and also how I've lived my life to this point. Yes, I don't have a console, but it doesn't also deter me of trying to find like-minded gamers. And then eventually, within our chance, one will be kind enough to say, yo, it's a Saturday, come through, let's have fun.
That is true. Hey, speaking like a hot man. Hey, but no. I'm speaking for myself. Hopefully, like with Londa as well, like, you know, yeah, bro, we've shipped Relooted, Joe, and I think we should also not like financing I've struggled with that, I think, post the game, right? And I've struggled with, because, you know, to like, it's something that for me, I'm not thinking with it's something that's big, right? Because of course I was in it. You know, good different when you're in it than when you're outside of it, right? Like, but like, hey, bruh, like I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yo, I am sure there's tons of people who would want to get like information, look, bruh, you know, like Wagunjani, what do you guys know? What can you teach us? What can you tell us? And all of those things. And I understand. And I think it got me like a couple of days back. Yeah, I understand, because before then, it's just the aftershock, bruh. Like, to be honest, you know, when you ship the game you're working on for a very long time, like you have that aftershock. There's that depression stage, after depression stage, and then there's the aftershock. And then after that, you then settle in to say, oh man, I worked on, yo, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, it hits you after it
credit.
Yes. It's like, yo, bruh, like it hits you like just afterwards, you know. So it's hitting me now, Gucci. No, bruh, like we've literally like shifted something, bruh. And it's not easy to accept it, because of course there's also that part of like, I want to be humble. Doc, like, yeah, I'm gonna work. You know, you don't wanna like, but look at my, I'm thinking like, Faith, Yazin. You wanna watch Faith? Isuga. Like, dog, we did it. Like, we're the guys who did that stuff. And imagine there's a lot of people who would want to hear more, especially like from us. Moktu Latina. We're gonna die with that information.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
There was a game. They can't. We're chilling here. Can't these people? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I need to call Londa. I'm going to interview. I haven't got press. My guy, no platform.
It's like, exactly. So you're dying with the information, because now it feels. I don't know, but sometimes it might feel a bit selfish, because then you're not sending the elevator back down. Now, when I so nice, so like, we have all this experience. I think really it is up to us to do something about it. And Tina Slusha, I know, you know, you were in it, you're just working on a game. It's released. To you, it feels normal, but then like, you start seeing these little things so I was at the game dev meetup, and people just started walking up and asking for like advice on their portfolios. I gave a talk on the 17th of April, and then I started seeing, like, I think there are people out there in the country who would love to know what we know, but as a Mahlangu, quote unquote, asiyenzi next, you know.
True.
Like Usmilo is saying, okay, we're not making the platforms. It's like, Baba, you're no longer a child. Do something. You are the adult now. You must do something. You must do something now.
I'm looking at this event. I'm like, like, I can't. Like, you know, in fact, you know, it's feels some good. Like, you know, we like actually the whole crew research should have showed up for Afrogeeks and stuff like that. Right? Like, just be there, because where are we gonna do these things, right? We don't have Anime Fest, we don't have E3, or we don't have Summer Games Fest, right? But
literally,
yeah, things like this, right? So it's more about just showing up for other kids, but also it's showing up for us at that age. Know what I'm saying?
True.
Be the leader you want to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
If
you
you
wanted
were a
when you
kid
were young.
right now, and you were the kid right now, and the person that you are was somebody else and showed up at an event or whatever and told you about making games. Yeah, you tell me that you're gonna be like, no, that's something that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And to make it worse, you like, oh, Joe, like very like enufana nami, like umuntu okhule lathi is not a out khuluma kitchen. No, like it's a person, yeah. So I think Guti Vele, yeah, we must make sure Guti we get ourselves out there. Now I'm literally, like I say, it's just a realization. I'm being a bit kinder to myself because I haven't shipped a game this big. So everything that comes with it, like if something that you have to know, I'm sure Londa also has gone through it, right? Like the aftershock of shipping a game so big, and whether positive or negative, even husband God knows about it. Like it's just a weird like thing, Jay, with you like, shit, like I went to that game. Like it's so wild. It's so wild. So like you don't want to comprehend it now, Evel, and just be like, hi, no, I have, but I'll see me low. I see me low.
Again, when you're in the moment, it's like,
that's not me.
Again, it hits you when people start coming to you.
Can't
yeah, and then you're like, oh, maybe you have a bigger effect than you think. Yeah. So if that's there, then it should be some sort of responsibility on you to do something about that.
Yeah. Because opportunity. And also doors, right? Yeah, bro, the stuff still scares me. And I think about it, like even right now, the stuff still scares me, especially just to take on the art director role. Like in Kumbula, the first day when I started in my role, and I researched, in fact, when you're researching, bro, you're looking for local art directors who
can you like find a black local art
who
director?
You can
directing what gaming.
So
this result is not shown, not even found. That result is just not shown.
But for not found.
Thank you.
I am looking, in fact, because in my mind I'm thinking I need to find somebody who ngakhuluma naye when things get tough. This is the person who I'm going to have counsel with when things get tough, because ngiyaqala ukufika la. Uncharted waters, ngiyaqala ukufika la. Who can I have equal one-on-one and be like, I'm fair to Mokso? No one. You are just raw. Faith, raw. Yeah, you again. This is it then. You're forging a path. But mind you, faith too. Now I feel like people who are like me back then should not feel like that. They should be like, of course, man, there's a brother out there that I can speak to. So, dog. But like I'm saying, and it's a responsibility. Like responsibility. It's heavy, but I'm willing to actually bear it. I wanna like sharp. Like I've done this game. I say can you like working on this game, this game was hard to make. So I'm Satu, so I luto. Like Londa knows. I said to like you're like, oh, okay.
I can see how chilled he is. Already Londa, more chilled again. Like my guy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, mina downloader. Things will after this, but yeah. I think I'm at the point where, again, going back to the making the platforms, right? Like I mentioned to Bongane, I'm taking the Unreal Authorized Instructor. Now, because I am backed by such experience and I have a YouTube channel and I'm actually making content on the YouTube channel, like learning content and gaming content, it's to try and grow that platform be confident enough to teach information and then start creating courses and mentorships for the sole purpose of, hey, let's make these platforms. Let's have abantu, younger kids can reference to, oh, okay, I know this guy, he's local, post Relooted, this is what he's doing, this is what he's teaching. If you want to learn something from him, on a mentorship, you can go to him, but like have someone local who looks like you and has done this thing be a reference point. So I think I'm currently in a journey of like learning how to teach and being confident in teaching, but I still want to make games as well. Yeah. That's still very important. But I think, just passing on information, I think that's where I am in life. And again, now you kind of have to be the trailblazer. You had no one to look at like that who was black, who found their way, because my journey getting into games is similar to Mahlangu. Like, somewhat, we even get the PlayStation 5 in the same year, Baba. I'm on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 2.
Hey,
PlayStation 2 in 2000. Okay. Like, I think we share a very similar journey getting into games, somewhat similar experiences, and we had no one. Like, hey, Baba, uzosbona, vuli YouTube, see what you can learn, find whatever video you like or something, someone who's making something you like, and then follow that tutorial, ube sharp, and then take it from there. But umuntu omnyama, that you can reach out and talk to and ask for advice or feedback, that's so just creating those platforms.
And I think what I want to add, especially when it comes to game development, right? Like making games and also people who are getting into games. My wish is that can video game development, especially sharing of skill and knowledge, be as accessible as Fruity Loops. Do you get what I'm saying?
Look at the core. My guy.
Fruit Loops, mate. Yes, John. I've seen people who've never even watched a tutorial for Fruit Loops. The music that township, software. Let me tell you, bro, if that energy wasn't a video game making, like if that energy wasn't game development, bro, if that energy, because we are redefining culture, Joe, like I'm a piano and all the stuff of which we're doing with such like primitive tools, Joe, like all GOM and all of those things. Like
software,
a person will
no tutorial, no nothing.
Mega hit Pentium 2. Mega hit nge Pentium 2 PC, bruh.
If I talk megabyte RAM, got the
we are using Futia Pefmula like, but he's making a banger,
he's making a banger, bruh. So I feel like game development should also, especially for us, like I made like that energy, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like Akshero Unreal. Jingoba, we used to share Fruit Loops with memory sticks, bruh. It's crazy, man. Now when I think about Fruit Loops, it's crazy. So many people I know, guys who had Fruit Loops in discs, or somebody will come to my house. I didn't even use Fruit Loops, right? But I had it, and somebody will be like, "Yo, wait, memory stick, Fruit Loops." It was awesome, Joe. Like there was nothing weird, but like. We were saying culture.
Theme of the video is culture.
Culture.
My guy.
And I'm sure.
Culture. Cover for the video.
Right, but bro. I seen Gana this thing. Like I think video games finally seeing Gana with the same energy, bro, the same passion, faith. Like if you look at Deben, my God, bro. Anyone, everybody, and also on top of that, right? Because we have people who make music. You also have people who play the music. You have people who make music and the DJs that go to gigs and play these things. This thing goes hand to hand. It's game developers and esports players. Like that ecosystem feeds each other. That's why, Tina, like we have other DJs where to borrow boy, like kumnandi boy, like DJs, and it's an industry that's giving, bro. Like there's already like
Open.
geeks abalali,
Open
bro.
house.
So I feel like for game development, it should be like that. You know, people who play, streamers, all of those are the people who are DJs. The streamers are our DJs for the games that we play. They will play 3 or 4 games in one day. They are the DJs. They are mixing.
Literally.
They are mixing. Then they should be. Then they get the development space as well. Of which we should also, you know, like I take it in the same energy in a way. So, let's gonna figure out if we can arrive to that, you know, extent where little kids are making games with Roblox. Just be like, yo, shiny game malume on Roblox. Funa you know, that's nice. Hey, mfana, how long did you take? It took me around about 2 weeks. Marana, the game. Yeah, fanele uhambelana udubulela amazombie. That's amazing, Faith.
The passion itself led to Azenzele Lo Muntu, and then from another interest brewing, Sogbani culture, Sogbani community. Then from the community itself, that's when external people who also see, okay, the passion is there, the tools are needed, how can you support? Then eventually, you know, 3-4 years down the line, so ne group that has it is called over 1,000 viewers on it, doing exactly the things you guys are outlining. But again, it's two things. Either we wait for the culture to eventually find itself, or two,
again.
Be the change. Yeah, be the change you want to see in the world.
Be the change.
My pitch to you guys, in fact, Ngolonda, Afrogeek is coming August. Come through. If you'd like to have a master class, it doesn't need to be anything long. And also, whatever crowd is not nigayona, would you be keen?
I'd be keen.
Settled.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
But it's settled.
Singama, or with the connections and the networks we have, do something. Let's do something.
Yeah, we can do so. We can like if we can have like again key people, you know, coming together with okay, okay, something is happening now. Then I think it's important to do things like that.
Like I think because we are almost like the primary target, I guess, in a way, right? For most of these things, like the culture. Not only we should pass it on to everybody else, but also must also consider also the other gender as well, right? Like I think like we also need Abafazi in the space, just because I feel like, you know, sometimes we can be very oblivious. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking about about PlayStation and stuff like, and yes, like, you know, back then, of course, you know, it felt like it's a guy thing. But I know if we were also allowing our cousins to play these games, maybe it would have literally changed the culture manje. Of course, it's into that change. We're getting more streamers, we're getting more women locally to play games, but I don't think it's enough. I don't feel like it's getting there yet. But like, I think it will be good to also push that as well, because mina like for me sonke sonke. You know what I'm saying? Like we all need to play games, we all need to develop video games, and there are so many stories we haven't experienced in games. There are so many experiences in games we haven't experienced, and we need to kind of get that from everyone. And all, like, it's just something that I want to just with you know, we shouldn't forget. I know magic all
inclusivity.
Yeah, and yeah, so that thing we should actually strive towards, and as well as trying to support people with disabilities, right? I think especially when it comes to game development, but also making e-gaming accessible in Makasi. We know that, you know, like, as you know, as fun as Babantu, there's some people who might need more help in some other instances. Maybe we can get that Xbox, you know, like accessibility controller, or we just make one ngamatrata, you know, however it is that we can, just so that Leomtwana Loyal who can't be with Abangan Bake in this gaming hub, you know, they know, here's so and so, here's his controller, we has in fair too, here's your game, we say Zolo. You know, he feels like as well, or she feels like as well, with I'm trying to went out with my friends, I didn't go watch my friends. play video young taller. So I think that thing is it's also really important, like as abantu fanele singashiyani, it's not, we must not leave each other behind. Like everybody must play. Games should be for everyone.
As a guy who also in my part have strived with Yazini, you don't have something, let's share. You don't have info, here's a link up. But again, I can only do so much as an individual. That's why now also being open-minded enough, rather I have a network of people doing different things. And then through events such as Afrogeek, I invite everyone, and then it becomes a space which let's have ideas and let's see what we can do within our means. Doesn't mean now go to Wonkumuntu as well. The funds we say, okay, let's invest in my PS5, but it might even start with what you no longer use. You can build, even though it's dated, but it's a start. But let's see who thing I happy. Start with us.
Mahlangu basically said everything. Like I think even when when we're talking about being the platforms, like I think maybe my mistake was not saying that the platform should be inclusive, because automatically my thinking is now we ends wonke umuntu, and that should be the case. So yeah, Mahlangu said it all. Like, no.
No. The thing is, I'm full to share about, I feel like sometimes we obliviously do, and I've seen so many podcasts where people talk about gaming, right? Like, to sit down and just talk, my experience. But like, man, it would be nice if we could have a woman here, right? Like at some point, right? To have maybe somebody different or somebody who's transgender, right? Like who can tell us, hey, Mina, like gaming and all that. Yeah, these are my experience. For me, like Snada said this about filmmaking. It's an opportunity for you to experience the world through somebody's eyes, right?
That's bars.
So
that's bars. I didn't even know that. That's bars. That's
welcome to Influence of the Snyder.
Exactly.
Give us part 2 and 3. Huh?
Yes.
What?
Yes. It's kind of a controversial, right?
Yeah.
So like, these things are. It's a perspective. It's just, you know what I'm saying. Like, so, Mina, I would like to see more. I would like to see more stuff from different people from in different walks of life. Like, why should we just like limit it to one people? You know what I'm saying? One specific, like. As much as Nati were like, we want opportunity to tell our stories. Yeah, it's great. But also, Nati, we must also open more doors for more people to also tell their stories. Storytelling is something that's very old, bruh. Like games that we're playing is also a form of storytelling. It's a video game developer being vulnerable and saying, hey, I made something, I hope you guys experience the fun. And maybe there's a story there or whatever. So this thing has been passed down from literally, I'm sure maybe the first story was, cave guy is like around the fire. It's like, hey, today, me find grapes and grapes were poisonous. Me slept for 2 hours, then woke up, then I was fine. Everybody's like, wow, this is an epic, and tomorrow he was like, I'm gonna make it worse, From cave painting to us talking around the fire, this thing has been around, it's been there. And I want as many people I want to experience as many stories from different people as possible. And in this platform, I saw like everybody must be welcomed. Must feel it.
It's an open invitation from you guys, whoever that's watching, if also there might be any interest or there might be any challenge. Not gonna oppose, given that it's an open platform. Again, it's all from our individual experiences. So it's not as if what we're saying is a Bible for the entire industry. This is us from the Southern Hemisphere in our corner with 2 guys, not as if it's 5 or 6, 2. So it shows there's so much of a gap that still needs to be filled. But again, it all starts in interest. There's Afrogeek and the things who Bonks is working on, which when in due time, as enforced, of course. In due time.
Okay.
Did you go to Comic Con, Bonks? Let's start.
I went to the one in Cape Town. I did a Friday. I got sick the next day though, so I couldn't go back. But I did go on the one in Cape Town. I had a smaller Relooted panel that was there. So I know.
I know.
And they're telling him it, Baba.
No. I think good for me as well, you know, like you know, and since like I'm not at Nyamakop anymore, I didn't have the influence to say who is Kanti, you know, like I feel like that should have been something that also the studio should have been like, yo guys, if you guys loved our game, is Wagalani, Sizobada. I was expecting push from that side. So my bet on that one, I will take accountability. I should have just really like pushed in onto, you know. But I think yeah, like I said, maybe for example, like Afrogeeks, maybe we can speak, you know.
Or even if it's a case of me advising the guys, but it's going to need a bit of financial muscle and partnership. If it could be hosted corner, that allow corner bongs. So obviously it's a case of, you know, seeing whatever
partners
pulling down.
We don't mind.
Might as well. It can't only be a Johannesburg thing. Might as well in a Sekapa, you know.
Cape Town. But anyway, asikho lapho.
So we still can go, you know what I'm saying? Like as long as it's thing at Afrogeeks, like, you know, we need to talk about this, you know. Relooted is out. We need to talk about it. Let's make an effort to go to strap on for this vibe.